Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and yes, Mike is finally back, and with the police sirens in the background. I mean, I know it's crazy, my, first video back, there's police sirens in the background. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it just came outside of my door, in my window. But anyways, yes, I am back, and today, we are going to be talking about my school field trip, but more importantly, the bus ride back. Had a pretty interesting story that happened, and this only happened like a few days ago. So, yeah, pretty recent, and hopefully you guys do enjoy this story. And before I get started, I just want to say one thing, and that is, Korean chicken is amazing. Like, Korean fried chicken, probably some of the best chicken I've ever had. Anyways, let's get straight into the video. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, as some might say, I went to a museum for my field trip. It was pretty nice. I did enjoy it. There are a few things that I didn't enjoy, like getting lost half the time. But other than that, that was amazing. And yes, I was kind of resting on the bus ride back. Like, to start it off, I was resting, right? Of course. And now you might say, I'm a gamer, you have too much rest. Well, you can always get more rest. I mean, I haven't been posting, but trust me, you can always get more rest. And I'm finally posting, so be happy for that. Anyway, it all started because of my group of friends at school, which I will give code names throughout the video if I do have to mention them. But anyways, they were doing this thing, we're trying to find the first person to fall asleep. So obviously, on the bus ride home, whenever you go on a field trip, you obviously, mostly try to find the first person sleeping. And I was not sleeping, okay, I can promise. I did not sleep on the bus ride at all. But I did rest. I did rest with my eyes closed, looking out on the sunset like Arthur Morgan in Red Dead 2 at the end. It's the fresh world. May I stand unshaken. And yeah, it was pretty chill. I really did like it. Until, well, they started saying that I was the first one sleeping. Now, I was not the first one sleeping. Like I said, I was just merely resting. I was still awake, fully capable of doing almost anything that a normal human being could do. But to do this, they kind of just got like a way too quiet, and they just huddled around me, which is, I guess, kind of weird. And I could definitely notice it, because I heard them whispering. So, obviously, I opened my eyes, and I'm like, I'm not sleeping, which obviously I'm not sleeping. Well, maybe not obviously, but trust me, it does get way more obvious that I'm not sleeping in this video. And they all back away, right? And I mean, it's clear that they were definitely trying to do something. I have no idea what they were trying to do, because I'm pretty sure no one fell asleep. No, one person did fall asleep on the field trip. I have no idea what I'm gonna call him. I will call him, Mr. Thing to Open a Chest. So yeah, Mr. Thing to Open a Chest fell asleep first, but that's way later in the story. Yeah, I was not the first person to fall asleep. I just want to get that out of the way. So, editing that one gamer here, so basically, for some reason, I had Gatorade bottles stacked onto each other on my desk, and I kind of just karate chopped it all over my microphone, accidentally. I'm gonna try to put a picture up if I can somehow recreate it, but oh my gosh, that was crazy. Anyway, back to the video. So after I find this out, I'm actually, kind of surprised, and I'm, a bit lighthearted, kind of laughing along with them. I mean, I thought it was kind of funny. But anyways, I go back to resting, right? Because I just had a pretty long field trip. So of course I'm going to rest. So I start resting back in the same position on the bus seat next to a certain person. I'm not gonna call them anything. Yeah, I'll just say certain person. Right. Go back to relaxing, myself, and I, and me. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? Anyways, just relaxing, same exact way. I hear them talking, and about 5 minutes later, they start doing this exact thing again, and, a kid, like, in another seat that I'm friends with, I have no idea what I'm gonna call him. He's Brazilian, so, the Brazilian child. So the Brazilian child, whispers, Kendrick sucks. Now, if you don't know, I'm a big fan of Kendrick Lamar. In my opinion, he is the greatest rapper of all time. But basically he says that, and that's how I immediately know that they're looking at me and thinking I'm the first one to sleep because of them saying that. Specifically, they would not whisper around me, but of course they did. So I opened my eyes, and what do you know? They're all like pretty much huddled around me. So I'm not sleeping, and I start laughing again, but to be honest, it gets kind of annoying, right? Especially when I've made so many citizens arrest earlier in the day. I'm kind of tired, don't you think? That was a joke. My lawyers advised me to say that was a joke. I did not commit any citizens arrests. I can promise. But anyways, yeah, that happened, and I go back to resting. Of course I go back to resting, right? At a long field trip, and I really hope that they don't do it this time, because it's kind of annoying. Now, this is where, like, the calm before the storm happens, you know, the rest before the big bad. Because this person in my class, alright, we'll call this person John, if you may remember from another video. Specifically Jon. You may remember from another video that is unlisted. Now, anyways, John points out this, blue, sideways profile Asian man with a beard, specifically with a beard. And I have no idea why John did this, but John did. So I'm looking at it and I don't notice it at all. It doesn't look like an Asian man, specifically a side profile of an Asian man. So yeah, it wasn't very, efficient, I'll say. It wasn't very efficient in my time. And I'm an efficient person. I like to be efficient. I like to, save the most time, because it's saving time. It's just extra time, you guys. It's amazing, right? That was very useless. There was no Asian man, and I was kind of disappointed, because I was going to see an Asian man, but whatever. Remember, this is the calm before the storm. Right after this, I go back to resting, and oh boy, the storm is pretty big. So, 5, 10, 15 minutes go by, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's finally over. I can finally rest for the rest of this bus ride. Until I figure out I can't, because all I feel is a sack of balls repelling from the top onto my lips. Okay, this is all I feel. On my lips, okay? 2 miniature balls on my lips, right? So I'm like, what the hell is this? I look up, see it freaking repelling up. Alright, look behind me. John was there. Look in front of me. All of my friends were huddled around. They specifically coordinated this, right? So all I feel is that. That's all I feel for that moment. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, genuinely. And that was very, very weird. Like, it freaking repelled like James Bond. Anyways, that happened. And I finally got to rest for the rest of the bus ride. Yeah. Moral of the story, do not trust people named John. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I finally returned. Yes, I know, the Unk Monk returned. And really just hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe a comeback in the summer, hopefully. Still thinking about that Oblivion video. Well, specifically Oblivion Remastered. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Peace, love, and hugs, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.